Today we have another small round of points changes for Warhammer 40K. Games Workshop have updated and ironed out some errors in their FAQ document, so let's see what we've got. Hello and welcome back to Auspex Tactics, where today we're just going to go through some points changes and talk about what they mean for the game going forward. A couple of weeks back, Games Workshop updated every points for every model in the game with one digital document, and to be honest it's quite nice that they're not making us pay for it via chapter approved or anything. Yesterday they released another update of that document. It's basically a bug fix really, just ironing out a few of the obvious errors, typos and mistakes that they made in the first one. Personally, I'd not be too quick to criticise these ones. They had to rewrite every points cost in a game in a new format, with much easier to interpret 9th edition points where everything's in one place. It's quite nice that it's free, and they've already ironed out quite a lot of the errors. In any case, let's take a look and see what we've got. So first up, and the one that was most obviously an error, was the Reaver jet bikes going to 10 points and now back up to 20 points where they were. I do find it quite funny that just one typo between a 1 and a 2 can make the difference between one unit being fairly middle of the field to being arguably one of the best units in the game, point for point. I was suspecting that they might have been going to 17 points rather than 20, but it would seem like it's 20 after all. I suspect that this will be the number to match the value in the Drakari Codex, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. In any case, racks are still 8 points per model, and the FAQ document still says they can be taken in 5s to 20s, likely a sign of what's to come in the new Codex. For the Custodes, they'd missed off the banner costs for their Vexillas. Effectively, all the Vexillas now cost 20 points more than they did before, and the Vexilla Magnifica now costs plus 10 points over that. Still can easily be pretty worth it to get -1 to hit on quite a lot of your army. There was a typo in the Imperial Guard section. Baneblades had accidentally been put up 50 points in the previous update, due to some slightly weird pricing on heavy bolters to take into account their sponsons. They're now back to the level that they were before the points changes, though the infantry squad changes for the rest of the codex still remain intact, and Tempesta Prime still get their free plasma pistol. Some of the most rewritten rules were for the Tau. Shadow Sun's points cost was only for the one model originally, rather than including their 2 drones, so she's now 135 points including 3 drones for the entire unit. I believe that might be just as it was previously. The Riptide, they'd accidentally included a shield generator cost for it. This effectively put it up 10 points. It's now back down to 261 again. The missile pod for the DS8 turret on the Fire Warrior teams, that doesn't cost any points anymore, though tactical drone squads in the fast attack section still have their exorbitantly high points cost of 20 points. For the Chaos, they added in the points cost of the Vindicator laser destroyer, one of the Forge World options that they'd managed to miss out of the Imperial Armor Compendium. That was likely why it was missed out of this points cost section here. And finally, for the Forces of the Inquisition, originally they'd forgotten to charge anyone any points for melter guns, plasma guns and flamers, both on the Inquisitors themselves and on the Acolytes. That's now put back in place. They all cost fairly expected amounts, and they seem to have given the option for Inquisitors to take needle pistols for free. Otherwise, there don't tend to have been all that many other changes. This very much wasn't a balance update, just fixing bugs. They did fix a few other typo errors, such as saying Chaos Terminators could take a Reaper chain cannon when they meant Reaper autocannon, and a few other similar things like that. Some things still do have some peculiar points costs, such as Black Templar Crusader squads, who essentially get a tactical squad stat line, but they still cost 15 points per model rather than 18 points that all other Space Marines get. Of course, with so many points costs and Games Workshop not highlighting the changes that they've made, it's perfectly possible that I might have missed a few things. Please let me know if you spot anything down in the comments below. I think a lot of people have written into Games Workshop to say it would be very helpful if they underlined their changes or highlighted them in between updates, and that does sound like it'll be very strongly passed on to the rules team, so hopefully future updates should be a bit easier to interpret. So overall, not the most game-changing changes ever. The main thing that actually makes a difference is that Reaver Jetbike's brief reign of terror is over. With a shiny new codex just round the corner though, who knows what sort of tricks they'll be acquiring. If you've enjoyed the video, then feel free to subscribe to Auspex Tactics, where we'll most certainly be keeping the regular 40k videos coming pretty much every day. If you have been enjoying the videos recently, I would just like to mention that the channel has a Patreon page, and you can find the link down in the video description below. Making all of these videos does take a fair amount of time, and if you are enjoying regularly, then any support is massively appreciated. Channel patrons do get a fair few advantages, such as seeing certain videos early, regular votes to see what sort of things come next on the channel, and automatic entry into the channel's prize giveaways, with the chance to win some big model kits each month. If any of that sounds good to you, or you'd just like to help support, then the link is down in the video description below. In any case, a massive thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.